Macho Mama's hair tips, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Morgan and I do videos all about beauty, lifestyle, motherhood. If you're into that kind of thing, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn on that little notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a new video. I had mentioned in a previous video that I would do a video all about hair care tips for your healthiest hair, things that you're probably doing that you don't even realize that you're doing that are actually damaging your hair, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants to damage their hair unnecessarily, so I'm here to help, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I had more tips than I thought I was going to, so I don't want to make this too long. And the first and number one most important tip I've touched on in that video, and that is to never go to bed with wet hair. How many of you are just like, guilty? Listen, I get it. We want to take a shower right before we hop in our clean sheets. Totally makes sense. Don't wash your hair, girlfriend, especially every single day. If you absolutely have to go to bed with wet hair, occasionally braid it. The reason that you don't want to go to bed with wet hair is because our hair is in the most fragile state when it's wet. So if you go to bed, this is your pillow, this is your hair. All night long, you're moving. Even if you are the most sound sleeper, you're still moving some. Causing friction equals causing breakage. Breakage equals damage. Damage equals cut your hair off, and then you're mad. So to save your hair, stop going to bed with wet hair. Next comes to washing your hair. Now, you know you're not supposed to wash your hair every day, right? Right? Come on, you know that. Okay, maybe you don't. Don't wash your hair every day. But Morgan, my hair is so dirty. I have to wash it. No, your hair thinks that it's dirty because you're washing it every day. If you are washing your hair every single day, or God forbid twice a day, you know who you are. I have a very good friend who is guilty of that. Basically what happens is our body starts to think, I need to produce more oil, I need to produce more oil, because you're constantly stripping that oil away. You're gonna have to go through a detox period. Start with extending it to every other day. I would prefer that you don't wash your hair for 3 days. Some people can go even longer than that, and that's amazing. It's just not necessary to wash your hair every day. When you're washing your hair, let's talk about how we're doing that. Shampoo was designed for your scalp. So you don't need to, fill your hand up with shampoo and rub it all over here. When your hair gets dirty, it's oily, right? It's oily at your scalp. That's where your shampoo needs to focus. When you go to rinse your hair at the end, that shampoo is actually gonna hit the rest of your hair. So, if you got food in it or something, it's gonna come out. It's not a big deal. Unless you're taking it way back and you're like full on scrunching your hair with gel and hairspray, and just don't do it. I used to do it. Then you don't need to wash the rest of this. It's all gonna get cleaned on its own, and this hair actually isn't producing oil. It's not getting dirty in the same way. The only thing that it would get is product buildup. And that, again, like I said, will wash off as you wash the rest of your hair. Now the opposite is true for conditioner. This hair is dry. So that's where you're gonna wanna focus the conditioner. Your mid shaft and your ends. Not so much at your roots. I do still put conditioner onto my roots, very, very little, especially if you're someone that likes volume. The more conditioner you put onto your roots, the more it's gonna weigh it down, the less volume you're gonna get. So shampoo is for your roots, conditioner is for everything else. Okay, and then going along with that, follow the manufacturer's directions. The reason that they're on there, usually it'll say like use like a quarter size amount of shampoo or conditioner, what have you. The reason that they're on there is because they have done tests and they've tried out all the different things to figure out what the perfect science is for that product. So if you're doing, whatever you want to do, you're either wasting product, or maybe you're actually not getting the same sort of benefit out of it that you would have had you followed that. So always follow the directions that are on the package. The reason it says to use a quarter size amount usually is because that's how much you need. Now you're probably like, oh wait, I got way more hair than that. That does not get me clean. Been there. I have a lot of hair. It's very thick in here. What you need to do is you need to double cleanse your hair. So follow it, use that quarter size amount, get in there, really get your scalp cleaned. And if you still feel like it's dirty, repeat. Rinse and repeat. That's where that came from. You're gonna get a better clean as opposed to just wasting a bunch of product. Trust me, try it out. It will save you money and it's better for your hair. We're done washing our hair. The next step, you're brushing your hair. First, you should always be using like a wide tooth comb. That's the first thing that you're gonna wanna take into your hair. Mine is still over in my bathroom, but a wide tooth comb, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take your hair in sections and start from the bottoms and work your way up when you start directly from here, you're pulling and you're yanking, and again, our hair is very fragile when it's wet. Another thing that you can use is a wet brush. Mine has a lot of hair in it, so very well loved, but again, I will do the same thing. I will take it in the sections and I will work my way up. Then when you're drying your hair, what you want to do is you want to take the towel and you want to kind of like pat dry your hair. You don't want to rub your hair like you always see people getting out of the shower in like movies and stuff, and they're really going at it. So before I get out of the shower, I always try to get as much moisture out of my hair as I possibly can. And then once I'm out of the shower, I will take that and I will try to get more moisture out, and I'm really trying to pat dry instead of like shaking my hair around. That helps a lot. When you're looking at shampoos and conditioners, if you color treat your hair, looking for something that's sulfate free is going to save you a ton. Sulfates are basically gonna strip the color from your hair. You're gonna get that really nice sudsy feeling that a lot of people can't get over when they switch to a sulfate free, or it's a hard adjustment, but it's worth it because it's not pulling the color off of your hair. So if you can find something that's sulfate free, you're gonna save yourself so much money in the long run because your hair is not gonna fade as quickly. It's more gentle on your hair. And there are so many options now. I love Pureology products in general. I was a Redken trained stylist though, so Redken and Pureology are what I tend to gravitate towards, but there are tons. I use the Kristen F shampoo and conditioner from Target. I really like that, but there are so many options out there. So you don't have to think like, oh, sulfate free means it's gonna break the bank. That's not true. Another really great thing to do is to do a deep conditioner or like a hair mask on your hair. I prefer something that comes in a jar and that's thicker. You really don't need to do this more than once a week. It's not something you need to do every single day. It's gonna help to make your hair feel more moisturized and put some life back into your hair. Another really great thing, if your hair is very damaged, I used to do this a ton when my hair was bleach blonde platinum, and that was to put protein back into my hair. So to get to that platinum color, I've pulled everything out of my hair. There's nothing left in it. So what I was needing to do was to put protein back into my hair to repair it and rebuild it. And my favorite product for this was Redken Extreme. Redken Anti-Snap especially. It was a leave-in treatment. I really love that. It smells incredible. It's a little bit pricier, but it lasts for a very, very long time. The key with this is that if you're using this product and you start to notice that your hair starts to feel stiff or kind of crunchy once it's dry, you have to decrease the amount that you're using it, because that's basically a protein overload on your hair and you're adding protein in when you don't need to anymore. And now it's giving it that like stiffness. It's not what you want anyway, and you're just wasting the product at that point. So if you're using it every single time you wash, maybe you only need to use it once a week now, or same thing with the Anti-Snap. But that is a product that I highly recommend if you are someone who needs some repair. Another thing is obviously when we go to dry our hair, first thing is try to get as much moisture out as with that towel as you possibly can. Then go in and dry your hair, and when you are blow drying your hair, you want to focus at your root. The faster that you get your root dry, the faster everything else will dry, and this is the area that's already damaged. So we want to spend as much time drying here and let it naturally dry the rest of our hair. It'll save you time if you're doing it correctly. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to basically put your fingers through and kind of let that air go directly into your root area. Using a heat protectant is very important when wanting to maintain the health of our hair. Now, any sort of leave-in treatment is going to coat our hair and act as a heat protectant. You don't necessarily have to use something that's targeted just for a heat protectant. You can, but if there is a leave-in treatment that you like Anti-Snap for example, it's going to help to coat that hair and act as a heat protectant. It's just basically a barrier between your hair and that heat. The next thing when drying our hair is to, and oh, actually this goes back into the shower as well. So when you're blow drying and when you're washing your hair is a cool shot. At the end of your shower, you've taken a nice warm shower. At the very end of it, turn the water over to cold. Let it just hit your hair. It doesn't have to hit the rest of you. It'll basically help to seal the open follicle and cause less damage. And the exact same thing for the heat. So what heat does is it opens up the hair follicle. And what cold does is it helps to close it back. So if you use the cool setting on your blow dryer, which most of them have them now, it's not like, why on earth would I ever blow dry my hair cold? That doesn't make any sense. It will, one, help lock in the style, but two, it'll help with frizz because you'll notice that that will start to close, and it's better for the health of your hair. And then a couple of products that can help you out. My dad's lovely girlfriend, who I adore, she actually got me this silk pillowcase. It was something I had wanted for a very long time and just never actually purchased. I didn't want to, like, I don't know why I didn't do it for so long. What it's gonna help to do, it's amazing for your skin too. What it's gonna help to do is it's gonna reduce like frizz in your hair. You'll notice my hair is pretty sleek. I almost never straighten my hair. I did throw the straightener in just a little bit, but since using this, I've noticed so much less frizz. It's just luxury, you know, it feels so nice. She got it on Amazon. You don't even have to get a 2-pack, just get a 1, you know? Unless your significant other is starting to steal yours, and then you might need 2. Hair ties. I was someone for the longest time who used the hair ties that leave like that really intense indent on your wrist, and I've since stopped using them over the past year or so. These ones that kind of look like old telephone wire or a keychain, I don't know. They're really great. They hold your hair up really well. The thinnest ones, even with as much hair as I have, I only have to wrap it twice and then it'll hold it. Or the little tiny elastic bands. I'll insert a picture because I left them in my bathroom. But those have actually made doing messy buns extremely easy. They don't put almost any weight or any damage onto my hair. I really love them. If your hair is like this thick in a ponytail, they probably aren't gonna work for you, but otherwise try them out. And then the last thing, obviously because I'm pregnant, I take this every single day, but it's great for your hair, your skin, and your nails, and that is a prenatal. You can do a hair, skin, and nails vitamin. There's nothing wrong with that. I think they're usually a little bit pricier than like just a prenatal, and it's gonna give you all the same sort of stuff. Really great nutrients for your hair. It's basically helping you to eat like a hair healthy diet without having to load up on avocado or fish oil or any of those other things. It's a really easy thing to add in that will really help maintain the health of your hair. The final tip that I forgot to mention was to use an Aki hair towel. I've been doing this for probably about 2 years now. It cuts your drying time in half, and it also reduces frizz tremendously. It's something that I really think saves you a lot of time and is totally worth the investment. But that's pretty much everything that I have for today's video. If you liked it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments that you were here for this, or like what tip you were most surprised by, or were like, oh yikes, I'm guilty. Because before I had a license and this stuff, I was totally guilty of doing so many things to my hair that were just like, what? Why? And if you like hair related videos, please make sure to leave that in the comments below. I like to know what kind of videos you guys like to see. I do have some really exciting videos coming up soon that I know you'll love if you love this video. So be sure that you have that notification bell on because you're gonna be excited. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.